organization that we chose for our CBO was FIRM. The organization was incorporated in January 1994 in Fresno, California by Dr. Sharon Stanley. The acronym FIRM stands for Fresno Interdenominational Refugee Ministries. They are a faith-based nonprofit that serves the needs of over 6,500 refugees. FIRM also caters to various ethnic backgrounds, including Hmong, Laotian, Slavic, African, and Syrian refugees, which represent over 60,000 people in the Fresno County. The organization's mission statement is sharing Christ's love to build communities of hope with new Americans. FIRM provides aid to refugees through holistic ministry and gospel-centric ministry departments. The many services available include wrap-around services for children as well as the elderly, after-school programs, advocacy work, mental health programs, community gardens, and much more. FIRM's commitment to refugees has led to community recognition and numerous awards. These awards include Outstanding Performance in Community Economic Development and Revitalization, Outstanding Service and Leadership in the Community, the Martin Luther King Community Service Award from the City of Fresno, and also the Vocational Excellence Award from the Fresno Rotary Club. FIRM also has about 30 staff members, with most of them out of the office, and about 5 interns. FIRM seeks help from the community and accumulates 400 to 500 volunteers per year to assist at their local events. Some volunteers are from local institutions, while others are missionaries from churches all over the nation. FIRM's administrative assistant, Tina Pompipak, said, "We take pride in our work and are grateful to have our volunteers. Our organization is fueled by volunteers, and without them, we wouldn't have enough manpower to hold events such as the carnival." To follow, Annie will be discussing marketing objectives and target segments.
I will be discussing the marketing objectives and target segments. FIRM's marketing objectives are to gain the most donations possible for their events, to gain and retain the number of volunteers, and to expand in developing and offering new services to existing clients through collaboration with organizations to serve the community at a greater scale. When attempting to fundraise for an upcoming event, it is vital that the goal is attainable and measurable. FIRM's goal for the 23rd Annual Family Carnival was a sum of $7,000. Unfortunately, they were only able to achieve $2,100. When setting these standards for the organization, it is important that they have a goal that's measurable. One way to do this is by swaying the public sentiment towards achieving the goal as a community. For instance, FIRM can set up a daily goal to achieve event needs and advertise it on their website. One way of doing this is by setting a 4-month initiative. As a result, to achieve the goal of running the family carnival with the $7,000 required, FIRM could set up a daily goal of $60. This in return would yield more donors to support the cause because the goal is not only attainable but also measurable. Other sources of fundraising include third-party fundraising. The 3 main ways that organizations can utilize this is challenge fundraising, community fundraising, and individual fundraising. Some of these challenge fundraisers include 5K triathlons, Tough Mudders, or even walks. Community fundraising include raising funds through churches, synagogues, mosques, sports teams, college organizations, family reunions, or even their own company. Individual fundraising is money raised through weddings, bar mitzvahs, communions, graduations, memorials, and virtual events. Some ways of recruiting are to create a clear pathway, explain the benefits to the community, and offer meaning through service. Explain the benefits to the community by demonstrating what the positive results will be. Offering meaning through service focuses on why this matters. Most people want to be productive and feel that their work matters, so explaining to them why will make a big difference. Some ways FIRM can retain their volunteers are to show gratitude to their volunteers, create a community or team from their volunteers' base, share their volunteer success stories, and honor their top volunteers in both big and small ways. Because Firm is a nonprofit organization, their necessities depend on donations from individuals, the community, and faith-based organizations for their financial resources. Firm's ministry is supported financially by grants and by funding through many organizations, public and private. Firm also partners with a number of other organizations that they call friends. Some of these organizations are Centro La Familia Advocacy Services, PICO National Network, Faith in Community, and Fresno Metro Ministry. Donations such as clothing, beds, furniture, working basic appliances, and school supplies are also accepted by the organization. This is to assist in providing the necessary support to the refugee community. Firm's main focus is financial donations that help support their education, health, advocacy, outreach, support services, and community events. To follow, Homero will be proposing a new service offering.
Thank you, Annie. Today I'm going to talk about a new service proposal for our CBO firm. Firm currently offers programs for education, health, advocacy, outreach, and community events. But one program that Firm does not offer is a support service for their clients. For that reason, one of our recommendations for Firm is to implement a support service. Another thing we want to suggest is a different way to improve their advertising system and their current event stations. By doing this, Firm will be able to assist their clients with finding jobs and by increasing their program awareness by advertising at a larger scale. To start off, the support service will be for ages 15 and up. We believe that by assisting and creating careers for the younger refugees, it can help them produce an income for those parents who are unable to speak English and are unqualified to obtain a job within the community. One way we suggest that a support service is implemented is by hiring a designated career coach through a temp agency that can assist in guiding firms' job seekers through a proper career path. This service would include assistance in how to properly dress for an interview, how to represent yourself in a professional manner, and how to answer interview questions accordingly. Mock interviews will also be recommended to help prepare and practice answering interviews questions. Firms should also organize a clothing drive for people to donate professional clothing. The clothes can be lent or sold at a low price to job seekers interviewing for a job. The cost for these services are expected to be around $1,000 to $2,500 every 6 months or $2,000 to $5,000 a year. This is normally how much it would cost to hire a career coach. Of course, that's depending on how much experience the career coach has. The amount may vary. Firm fundraisers throughout the year and the cost of this additional service will come from the money they raise. By doing so, Firm can assist roughly 15% of the immigrant population that are unemployed. Firm may need to hire one additional person to oversee the new support service. This person will make appointments for the clients to meet with the career coach throughout the year and assist with any questions they may have about the service. Firm will need to generate roughly $10,000 to $20,000 more revenue in order to implement these new services. The money will be used for additional salaries and to obtain resources to ensure the success of the clients. The additional revenue is expected to be easily obtained as the demand will be increased because of the importance this service will serve for the refugee community. Firm already has a strong foundation of services that attract their target market, and by implementing job recruitment services, they will fulfill a service that is greatly needed. This new service will be a long-term assistance for the organization and the clients they are serving. Another service Firm needs to improve is their advertising. Firm's Carnival is one of the program's largest events. This year's Carnival, held on July 21st, was able to provide school supplies and haircuts to nearly 1,000 children at a cost of $7,000. Our team was fortunate enough to attend this event and receive a hands-on experience of how this event works. Through our observation, our team has a few suggestions that can help improve the events, as well as the advertising and preparation prior to the event. Firm can utilize free advertising such as social media outlets to increase donations and volunteers and reach others in need for their services. Because social media can be time-consuming and the number of volunteers can be inconsistent, Firm could utilize low-cost social media management platforms such as Hootsuite. This would allow the program to create an advertising plan for each event, then schedule regular posts weeks prior to the events. This service will be done without sacrificing funding reserved from program services, and giving the community an early notice can allow time for volunteers to plan around any other obligations and allow donors time to gather funds. Aside from advertising, we had also noticed a lack of organizing stations during the event itself. So the last recommendation we have for Firm is to improve the haircut station at their carnival. This service requires the most skill and specialized equipment. With multiple volunteers canceling and others showing up late or leaving early with their supplies, they were only able to provide haircuts for just around 15 children. Because of this disorganization, unskilled volunteers like ourselves were forced to leave other stations to assist with haircuts. One recommendation to acquire more volunteers is to reach out to local beauty school students and request volunteers that can cut both boys' and girls' hair. In order to provide haircuts to a larger amount of children, Firm should request at least 10 to 15 stylists with tools and sanitizing products, and also avoid special request haircuts. This station requires skilled volunteers, so requesting a larger amount of volunteers leaves room for any last-minute cancellations. In conclusion, our team believes that by implementing a service program, utilizing social media to advertise their events, and improving their haircutting stations will allow Firm to run their events more smoothly. A larger advertising scale will also increase awareness, which will then increase volunteers, clients, and donations, creating a greater impact on the community. Up next is Bobby, who will be discussing our promotional goals.
In order to create a marketing plan to increase Firm's presence in the community, donations, volunteers, and volunteer retention, our team utilized the 4 goals of promotion. This includes informing, persuading, reminding, and connecting. Through observation and research, we noticed that most events were centered around providing services to Firm members and not on promoting their mission or increasing donors and volunteers. Our team created an annual event called the Firm Food Fest. This is a fun and unique way to spread the awareness and get people talking about Firm. We would recruit local food trucks and ask that they donate a portion of their sales, and also recruit local bands and vendors. This would be a great opportunity for other local businesses to advertise as well. Firm's marketing budget is extremely limited, and so is their number of volunteers. To increase their presence in the community while remaining budget-friendly, we focused on improving existing social media accounts such as Facebook and Instagram, and encouraged the use of geotags. To maintain consistency, a platform such as Hootsuite will be used to schedule and track posts. We had also suggested taking advantage of public service announcements, flyers, and brochures, and attending community events such as school fairs and farmers markets. In order to help our plan run more smoothly, we will need to increase volunteers and volunteer retention. Firm can increase volunteers by providing a clear objective, explain the benefits to the community, and offer meaning through service. Retention can be increased by showing gratitude to your volunteers, creating a community or team for your volunteers base, sharing your volunteers' success stories, and honoring your top volunteers in both big and small ways. To follow, Art will be discussing how we will implement these goals.
The marketing coordinator should have a clear understanding of what is expected and have the necessary tools to successfully accomplish the goal. Updating the current social media page should be the first step to the implementation process. This should include uploading current event pictures and attracting more followers to the page. Next would be to apply the new marketing strategy with Firm's goal in mind, to spread the word to a larger crowd and attract more donors. Lastly, the marketing coordinator will have to abide by the schedule and remain consistent with uploading the latest communication to their followers on their social media page. Having a consistent uploading schedule is what will help with retention of followers. The following steps are used to identify and develop the CBO's evaluation and control plan. The first step is to ensure the organization will have the opportunity to grow with the success of the new marketing strategy through implementation. This is done by developing detailed job assignments, activity descriptions, timelines, budgets, and providing an abundance of communication. This will allow for total clarity as well as creating a clear goal within the firm organization. The organization can achieve this by holding meetings where the members can touch base and communicate new ideas and goals to each other. Developing a task force to accomplish the most important responsibilities will benefit firm because they will be tightly organized and be under the direction of management to accomplish their task efficiency. The next step after ensuring that there is a solid foundation set within the implementation process is to evaluate. Evaluation allows for the organization to gauge marketing objectives and filter out the successes and failures that have been achieved through the specific time period. Control can be used to evaluate why certain objectives failed and why others succeeded. This gives firm a better understanding and opportunity to develop better marketing objectives in the future. A control mechanism such as the marketing audit gives marketing managers a thorough, systematic, periodic evaluation of the objectives, strategies, structures, and performance of the marketing organization. By obtaining more data, the organization can continue to develop better marketing plans and see fewer objectives fail in the future. The marketing audit should be comprehensive, systematic, independent, and periodic. Comprehensive pertains to the organization covering all their issues. They should also be systematic in that there must be a methodical sequence covering the organization's marketing environment, internal marketing system, and specific marketing activities. There should be an action plan stating how the organization can improve their marketing effectiveness. There should be an action plan stating how the organization can improve their marketing effectiveness. The marketing audit needs to be performed by someone who is independent enough to be objective and have the top management's full confidence. Finally, the marketing audit needs to be done on a routine schedule or periodically to ensure a strong foundation in the event of a crisis. After the marketing audit is completed, the organization will move into the post-audit tasks. This is done in 3 different tasks that will allow for more data analysis. Firstly, the audit should profile existing weaknesses and inhibiting factors, as well as firm strengths and new opportunities available to the organization. The second task is to ensure the role of the audit has been clearly communicated to the members of the organization. The third post-audit task is to make sure that someone is accountable for implementing recommendations. These tasks will create a clear picture for the organization to develop a marketing strategy and allow for successful effectiveness in the future for the marketing plan. Working with our CBO, Tina, was an educational experience that gave us the ability to learn more about the position and about marketing in general. Tina was friendly and encouraging and guided us as we had to learn about the different responsibilities her position entailed. While discussing the opportunities with our CBO, she was able to clearly define our roles as well as give us a detailed background of the organization itself. Tina continued to assist us through the entire process of building the marketing plan and answered questions and provided resources for us to utilize throughout the process. With her leadership and the opportunities she provided us, Tina helped us learn more about nonprofit organizations, the different responsibilities that CBOs facilitated, and how marketing fits into the equation of business as a whole.